Good evening, everyone in Baltimore. Welcome to the program. Well, it's been in the news that the President of the United States is not in the greatest of health, but since MAGA would never go to the extent of talking about conspiracies and about the health of a Democratic president, we're not going to do that to MAGA because they handle such issues with grace and prudence. Well, there is one book out. Jake Tapper is writing. Jake Tapper. Jake Tapper is authorizing his new book. It's going to be about. It's going to be about Donald J. Trump, and it's going to be called "Even More Original Sins" by the greatest journalist and biggest doofus who wrote a book about Joe Biden. So, all right, that's enough of that sort of business. Here at Late Night Baltimore, we believe with the NFL beginning this Thursday, we believe it is now time to go over this list that was created with the crack staff, and Fez was here to oversee the list of the greatest quarterbacks of all time who are not playing. There cannot be any quarterback now playing, so it won't be Mahomes, Jackson, or Allen won't be on the list, or Burrow. Although of those four, all four could make the list eventually. You never know. But here's the list in alphabetical order because teams are in different eras and it's impossible to judge exactly. Can't really say. So in alphabetical order, we go to number 12. Number 12 for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Yes, the one and only Terry Bradshaw. That's right. You heard it here first. He had a great arm. And I think he called a lot of his own plays. So he was a lot smarter than he tries to pretend. And he won 4 Super Bowls in 6 years. And he had the greatest strong arm. And he was tough. Tough as F. You put in Terry Bradshaw has to be on the list. Next. Well, this is not always had problems with this guy. Any player in the any fan of any team in the AFC, this guy made life miserable for a lot of years, but he can't be denied because he had that the things he did well, he did better than anyone. And even though he wasn't like the great runner, he didn't really need to be. And he actually wanted to win the Super Bowl, unlike Aaron Rodgers. He actually had an interest in winning the Super Bowl, and that's why he won so many Super Bowls, because he wanted to. And he beat the F out of. I think the Ravens had some good games against him. But, I mean, He won the Super Bowl with the Buccaneers. So he's up there. You got to put him in. You win all those Super Bowls and you have all those records. All right. So that's not really too controversial so far. Okay, that's Tom Brady. Okay. Now, next, another guy who might get on your nerves, maybe. Kind of a maybe not the greatest guy, but as a quarterback, you got to say. I mean, what are you going to say? He's not one of the best. He had an incredible arm, and he could run and pull games out, comebacks out of nowhere, and a rifle of an arm, as I say. That's John Elway. He's on the list. There's another guy, number 4. Sometimes he's cool. Kind of grew on me. Although I didn't like, he kind of was kind of a, tried to pretend to be a doofus in his playing days. But this guy studied film. He was incredible. Peyton Manning. Where are you, Pete? Oh, there you are. And his brother. Both of them. They had Obama on their show, the Manning Watch show or whatever, Monday night. And they were really cool with him. Asked good questions. So, Peyton Manning is on the list. Unfortunately for his brother, Eli did not make the list. And next, we go to one of the greats, truly ahead of his time as far as his skills. One of the great all-time quarterbacks. If you never see his films, you gotta look at his film because he had an incredible arm. And he never really had exceptional receivers. And he was a good scrambler. He was great at moving himself around the pocket and difficult to sack. And he had an incredible arm like you wouldn't believe. And he could read defenses like you wouldn't believe. And that would be a man they call Dan Marino. Yeah. Number 13. Awesome. The thing about not winning Super Bowls, it's the most overrated. Aaron Rodgers will only win one Super Bowl. Also, the guy in the Drew Brees, he only won one Super Bowl. So you can't use that so much as the criteria anymore. All right. That was Marino. Now we have this other one. This guy was resourceful, quick on his feet, and cool under pressure. cool when he had to come back. And he was named. Easiest decision. His name was Joe Montana. He was great. And he was great in the Super Bowls, and he was great in college. He could run, throw those beautiful passes downfield. He was awesome, I tell you. He was awesome. All right. I'm going to fix the camera here. Okay. We shall continue. You see Joe Montana? I see a picture of Joe Montana. Oh, you kids today may not got to look some of these people up if you think you know football. Because these are some of the probably better than any players now, right? Share screen. All right. Wait. How do you share the? Oh. Number 16 for the San Francisco 49ers, Joe Montana. Surely a great quarterback, one of the greats. Definitely. This guy, next guy. John Madden said about this player, and it wasn't like a long time ago, and it's not just because he coached him, but he said that if he could have any quarterback with the ball with 2 minutes to go and needing a score, he would choose it to be Ken Stabler. The snake, they called him. Left-handed. Won some Super Bowls. 2 or 3, I think 2. Stabler. Okay. There's an animals here. Kenny Stabler. He has passed away since. Here's a picture of Ken Stabler with the great John Madden. They certainly were spectacular in that day. Now, where were we? Okay, we're going to share. A one-of-a-kind quarterback. An outlaw, they call him. Yeah, number 12 for the Raiders. The Oakland Raiders. Here's the next guy. The next guy, also kind of a strange guy, really. He served in the he was in the service. He was an Annapolis grad, and then he came to the Dallas Cowboys and won some Super Bowls. And he could run. And he ran very late in his career. He was still running. And he could do it all, really. He was coached by Tom Landry. His name was Roger Staubach. All right, now the next one is one we say with great pride. This guy. He was very, he was one of the greats. He really helped usher in a new era of professional football. He played for the Colts, the Baltimore Colts, that is. His name was Johnny Unitas. And because of him and his great style of play and popularity, the NFL really took off. And he was a nice guy, very humble, talked to anybody like he had respect for everyone he talked to. If you would meet him in like a grocery store or something, he'd stop and talk to you. Johnny U. All right, Johnny Unitas played for the Colts. Now we go to this guy, incredibly talented quarterback, amazing talent of running and passing. And I think he was a left-hander as well. Number 8 for the 49ers, Steve Young. I think he played for Tampa, and I think he played in the USFL. But he was great. And his picture is here. Here he is. Steve Young, yeah, superstar. So the 49ers had both two people on this list and the team at the same time for a while, Montana and Young. So that's it. Comment below if you have an opinion or if you want to argue any of these. We'd love to do it. So comment below. And now, it's the moment you've all been waiting for. This is the moment when we do week 1 picks. Let's see. Line it up here. Who's playing? Okay, we're going to do the team who wins, and we'll use FanDuel, and we'll do team who wins and the over-under. Fez will pop in as he does. If he hears something sticks out. First game is, all right, let's get all these up here. We're going to use FanDuel because FanDuel's the best. FanDuel runs in Baltimore. It runs at Arundel Live, but of course, you can get it online. All legal. So let us go with the list. All right. The first game is Thursday. This Thursday, in 2 nights, 1 night really, 30 some hours away. 40 some hours away from the beginning of the 2025 National Football League. The Dallas Cowboys versus the Philadelphia Eagles, and it's at Philadelphia. The Eagles are given 8.5 points. That's a lot of points. But Dallas, it seems to be a lot of points. Dallas is having problems, and Eagles want to come out with their fans. 8.5, I'm going to have to take the Eagles. The over-under is 47.5. I take the over. And so Eagles and over 47.5. So Friday night, they have a game. is the Kansas City Chiefs are on the road at the Chargers. The Chiefs are favored by 3. I'm going to go with the Chargers just because I think the Chiefs are going to have some kind of hangover. Of course, you never know. They always got tricks up their sleeve. The over-under is 45.5. I'm going to go with the under because I think San Diego will stress trying to keep it close and low. And the Chiefs haven't been scoring a lot, but you never know. It's a new year. The Giants are at the Commanders. The Commanders are favored by 5.5. I'll go with the Commanders. That's a lot, though. Commanders, yeah. 45.5. I'll go with the under. Right? Yeah. All right. The next is Pittsburgh at Jets. That's on Carolina at Jacksonville. Jacksonville's favored by 3.5. I don't know these teams. I'm going to go with the Panthers in that one. 46.5 over under. I'll go with the under. Okay, Steelers at Jets. Steelers are favored by 2.5. It's at New York.
Take the Steelers.
Take the Steelers. Yep, I agree. Take the Steelers. The over under is 38.5. That's low, but these are two low scoring teams. I don't know. 38.5 over under. Take the over because 38 is low. All right, that brings us to the Raiders, the Vegas Raiders at New England. New England favored by 2.5 with their new coach, Vrabel.
I take New England.
New England, take New England, and 43.5. I'm going to say under. That's a low, but I'm going under because the Patriots are going to have difficulty scoring, but they're also not going to lose. What do you say, Fez?
I say New England.
Yeah, what do you say for the over-under at 43.5?
I'll take that one.
I said over. Wait, I said over. Wait, I said under.
I'll take under.
Under. That's a tough one, though. All right, the Cardinals at the Saints. Cardinals are 6.5 point favorites on the road.
I think the Cardinals are going to win, but I don't think.
Yeah, it's too much. 6.5. Have to go with the Saints of the points, and it's 42.5 over under. Over for that one. Okay, this looks like a good game, and I think it's a lot of points, but the over under. Okay, Cincinnati and Cleveland. Bengals are favored by 5.5 at Cleveland. I'll take Cincinnati again. It's 47.5 over under. I'll
take the
over. Yeah, that sounds good. All right. At 1:01 p.m. That's weird that these games are at 1:01 p.m.
The Dolphins?
Not yet. Now's the Dolphins. Wait. The Dolphins are at Indianapolis. The Colts are favored by 1.5.
I'll take the Dolphins.
Yeah, that's weird. Why are the Colts favored?
I don't know.
Are the Dolphins supposed to be that bad that they can't beat the Colts? The over-under is 46.5.
I'll take the over.
Yeah, the over sounds right. Dolphins and over. Tampa Bay at Atlanta. Buccaneers favored by 2.5.
I'll take the Tampa Bay points.
Okay, and 47.5 is the over/under.
I'll take the over.
Yeah, sounds right. Okay, now we come to the Tennessee at Denver. Denver is favored by 7.5. That's weird. They're supposed to be that good, and the Titans are supposed to be that bad.
I'll take Denver.
I'll take Denver at 7.5. Okay, and then over/under is 42.5.
I'll take over. I don't think
That's weird. I didn't think that.
Denver has one of the best defense.
I didn't know Denver was supposed to be so good.
Yeah.
All right. 49ers at Seattle. 49ers are favored by 2.5. 43.5. Over/under.
Over.
Take over and who do you, and the 49ers. Sounds good. This is a good game here. Detroit at Green Bay. The Packers are favored by 2.5. It's at Green Bay.
I'm taking Detroit.
Take Detroit, and it's the over/under is 47.5.
I'll take the over.
The over. All right. Sounds good. Rolling along here. Houston at Los Angeles. That'd be a good game too. 4:26 Eastern Standard Time. The Rams are favored by 3.
I'll take the
I guess the Rams, yeah. 44.5 over/under. Over, yeah. All right. The Ravens are at the Bills. The Bills are favored by 1.5.
I'll take the Ravens.
Take the Ravens and 50.5.
And I'll take the under.
50.5 under. Okay, yeah. That's right. These teams are going to play close. All right, then the last game of the week, Vikings at Bears. The Vikings are favored by 1.5.
I'll take the Vikings.
And the 44.5 over/under.
And I'll take the over.
The over. All right. That's all the games. It's going to be a good week in the National Football League. All right. Now, everybody, go to Act Blue and support your Democratic candidates, because we really got to do something. You can't sit by and watch MAGA. We can't sit by while the President of the United States does 2 most egregious things: sending troops into cities,
Unconstitutional.
which is unconstitutional, and he's only sending it to. This is how petty. Okay, MAGA is really. You're not going to say this is petty. The reason they gave for moving the Space Center, Space Command Center, from the reason they gave, the President of the United States gave as the reason was because Colorado allows for mail-in balloting. That's the reason that you gave them to leave, the Space Command to leave, when they have all the buildings, all the equipment, all the personnel, leave Colorado and go to Huntsville, Alabama, only because you don't like the way you think they voted. You're making a decision that important and that part so vital for no other reason than petty politics. Are the worst, most corrupt thing you can think of. And that doesn't even crack his top 20 horrible things. That's the reason he gave. You know, even doesn't even have to bother to come up with a lying excuse, talking point. That's the reason he gave. Okay, that's horrible. Also,
The Trump, his crypto deals made more money in this term as president than he has his entire life.
yeah, Trump has made billions by being the president and having
$5 billion
inside
deal.
and using
Yeah.
his power to make money, and that seems to be okay with all the MAGA people too. That's all right. I mean, I don't see how you can think that's great. Put it in the comments below if you can come up with a reason why that kind of corruption is what you like, what you're liking. I thought he was supposed to drain the swamp. He is the swamp.
And you say Biden did it, it's a lie, and that's a stupid reason.
Never heard of a candidate talking so much
No
about
candidate.
blaming 7 or 8 months into their term, still blaming the previous administration, which actually was an extremely successful administration, a lot better than the one now. All right, and then the other very horrifying thing, Russia tried to down by messing with the GPS of the president of the European Union. Russia scrambled to hack their GPS while they were in flight.
Yeah.
And all Donald Trump said was, sometimes it's good to get off the phone.
Yeah, I wish I could get off.
It's really great. It's really great to be supplicant to Putin, and I mean, that's also acceptable. That's also great to let Russia do whatever they want. In fact, support Russia over Ukraine.
And if you think this is okay, putting 600 children, minor children, on a plane, who knows where, and try to do it in the middle of the night, and stopped by a federal judge.
Yeah, trying to.
Do you think that's right?
Yeah, it
You're
is
a
cruel.
real Christian.
Yeah, cruelty, about being cruel and taking all you can get, and vengeance, personal vengeance against anybody who's a little different. And if that's okay with you.
Empathy is a sin you don't know Jesus is all.
I mean, they throw this description around a lot, and it's always kind of it's become a cheap thing. But these people really, really, really hate not only the United States, most of the United States, but everything the United States ever had an ideal of being.
They hate the Constitution.
They hate the Constitution.
Hate the Constitution.
They hate all the states that voted blue. They want them to drop into the ocean or something, or catch on fire.
Yeah, they want to outlaw the Democratic Party.
They want all minorities to die horrible deaths here on Earth. I mean, that's what they seem to be doing, liking. They're not stopping it.
If you believe any of that, you're not a Christian. Take offense to that.
Yeah, I mean,
so be it. That means you're the problem.
I don't see how. I'd like to hear an argument why this is all okay with people. But that's the show for tonight. We'll deal with those serious topics. We'll go into depth next time. But that's the show for this evening. Give us credit for any of the wages. If you put any wages in the games, give us credit if they turn out to be correct. But leave us blameless if they turn out to be incorrect. All right, everybody. Remember, F MAGA,
F MAGA.
F MAGA, and good night.